Hey everyone, welcome back to Rick House Reviews. Back at our review table.
Finally.
I know it's been a hot minute.
Some good games.
We have been.
Had a
I'm
few
not sure what
guests.
the order. I'm not sure what the order these are coming out in, but
Understandable.
probably the same week our guest comes on for this or that. This review will air, and it's a special one. This
fun.
is just became available in DC and Maryland. It is Chattanooga, Tennessee whiskey, 91 proof straight bourbon whiskey. With their special recipe, and I will call it a gimmick, although I do think it is interesting. They malt about 25% of the grain in their recipe. So it's a higher malt flavoring. They also do something really, really cool because this is small batch. They actually put how large the batch size is on the back of the barrel. So it is, I think this one is 8 barrels.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think the high malt bourbon is also an interesting concept. But before we get into it, if you guys want to support the channel, please click down below. Exactly. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, send it to the bourbon lovers in your life as we get ready to drink some Chattanooga.
And of course, with
Whiskey.
Rick House Review, we always have Doug and
I totally forgot to do our intro.
Mhm.
And Ryan. I think they know who we are now, though.
finally. Took us long enough.
Yeah.
25 plus uploads later.
Yeah, something like that. I also find it really a little weird. We were reading the bottle beforehand, is that they originally had 100 experiment barrels that they did, and 91 was the one they went with, and so they released it at 91 proof. So a little,
I'm intrigued.
45.5. I'm interested. Ready to dig into it?
This could be fun.
Yeah.
As always, salute. Our usual algorithm, just in case you don't know, when it is your first time, we do aroma at 25, flavor at 30, finish at 25, buy and recommend at 10 apiece. And we'll get into what that could be due to that notion later. And with that said, deep dive down this rabbit
I
hole.
have a feeling I'm going to be harsh on this on score, but then
Ooh.
really hit it on buy again and recommend
Mhm.
high. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes, sir.
That is like sweet and sour on the nose.
Great flavor, though.
I need to take a sip of water.
Uh-huh. Sure. Water. That's what it says.
That's water.
It's water. Uh-huh. It's probably coffee, maybe a little bourbon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a huge fan of the aroma at all.
Right?
It's not astringent.
Nope.
Astringent is the wrong word. It kind of smells like, do you remember when malt came in the big plastic containers for like milkshakes and things?
Yep.
Yeah, it smells like the one in the back of your mom's cabinet that has probably gone bad.
To a degree. Yep. I can see it.
But then you get
'Cause
like
it
a little
has-
bit of like vanilla
Mm-hmm.
and like a really like caramel that goes with it, and it's interesting.
Right.
Not great, but interesting.
Correct. And again, the flavor, just, it's
It's okay.
bourbon.
That's okay.
I'm not
bourbon.
getting too many like additional astringent notes.
No, it's not super
Of, like-
astringent. I would hope at 45.5% it would not be astringent and would
Right.
not burn.
But at
But,
least
like-
the finish doesn't have that like hug
Mhm.
that we've gotten in the past from other higher end, higher proof bourbons.
The
I just
finish
don't know
has
about
like
this one.
this finish has like this some scotch. It almost finishes like a scotch.
Have like just the edge of cigar leaves.
Yeah, and it just kind of like sits on your tongue and makes it go a little fuzzy.
I mean, I could see this one actually being in a good, warm night, have the cigar,
Yeah.
sip a bourbon while it warms up.
I'm gonna say something controversial. This would be a great Scotch drinker's bourbon,
Okay.
but as a bourbon itself,
It's missing a few notes
mm-hmm.
here and there.
And I say that as someone who likes an occasional Scotch,
Right.
not like the heavily peated stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. This is a tough one. I want to see if we're similar because I have scores in my head. It's super weird. I knew what I was going to give it on Buy Again and Recommend before we even sipped it.
Oh, dang.
What'd you get on your score? I'm just curious. Yeah, I wanted to know if I was going to be too harsh on it compared to you,
Right. Understandable.
to be fair. Yeah.
Because, I mean, even the flavor, I almost might want to nick it by 1 extra point, but I'm going to keep it.
You're going to keep it.
I'm going to go with my
Very
numbers.
cool.
My initial number, my gut numbers.
Oh, so as I say in all of these videos, let us start at the start, and that is the aroma.
Again, the aroma, it has those 3 characters, but it doesn't have... Other bourbons have had better notes and crannies of smells and elements that it made me want to go back. This one...
Okay, I have a weird comment.
Mm-hmm.
It has all the smells you get on like a normal bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like in a disjointed order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I gave it 15 out of 25.
I was 1 point nicer to it. I gave it a 16 out of 25. And on flavor, I hit it a little hard. I went 18 out of 30 on it.
Oh, see, I went 20 out of 30, but as I said, I almost kind of want to nick it to 19 out of 30, but I'm keeping the 20.
You're keeping the 20. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Well,
The
we've definitely tasted worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Way
yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Finish. 15. It's like
15.
non-existent and way too like scotchy for me.
It just goes down, doesn't bite you, doesn't leave you hanging, doesn't give you like, I want to go back and sip this again type thing, but it does like give it just that edge of like the cigar leaf, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because
I just got that tobacco-y. It's almost like when you smoke a cigar that
Right.
has like that deep chocolate flavor and it
Mhm.
kind of like sits on your tongue for long.
Yep.
And becomes like that bitter chocolate tobacco thing. It kind of has that a little bit way at the end of the finish because it's a long finish.
there you go. Buy again.
I
Out of
actually
10.
went really high on this. I gave it a 7.
Okay.
I think for $33,
Under the 50 mark.
there are a lot worse options.
Easily.
There are few better options for something unique that you can have on your shelf
Right.
to sip. So I gave it a 7.
I only gave it a 4.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's more that I could find for that $40, you know?
Yeah, I obviously have a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually having this conversation with somebody last night, talking about Blood Oath 11.
There you go.
I have enough stuff that
Might be
tastes like bourbon
Yes.
and what bourbon should taste like.
Mm-hmm.
I like having the stuff that doesn't necessarily taste what bourbon should taste like and does something unique and interesting, and keeping them on my shelf with everything.
Right.
Therefore, 7. However,
Bardstown.
my recommend would be a 5.
There we go.
Because I feel like if you are a bourbon drinker who occasionally likes scotch, this might interest you.
There you
If
go.
you're a scotch drinker who likes bourbon and wants a cheaper option to kind of test the waters, great bottle. If you're like in a position like me,
Mm-hmm.
also not a bad choice. So probably about half of the people I know I would recommend this bottle to nailed the 5 out of 10.
There we go. Well, I went 4 out of 10 as well for my
I
recommend.
split my scores and you
Just
didn't.
because? No, I did not. Just because I still feel like I could recommend a few more bottles better if I wanted a bourbon scotch. yeah, this could be. However, like again, if I'm gonna smoke a cigar, this would be a bourbon I would almost want to have with me to like tip my hat to. Speaking of
Yes.
tipping the hat, Tin Cup also a good option, but
Yeah, a great American whiskey.
but
I also I want to say something about our review and our scores because the total score will be over the bottle right about now.
there you
We opened this at Bourbon Night
go.
in May 2025. And we had it with another bottle from Chattanooga whiskey that we will also be trying.
Yep.
And I think this bottle was hurt by the fact we have both of them. But you will have to wait until the next review to see how that one shakes out. Any final comments?
Nothing that I can think of. Again, Chattanooga, you did a decent job for
Yeah, I think it's
a
good whiskey.
decent Scotch whiskey, a Scotch bourbon, a bourbon Scotch,
Malted bourbon.
malted bourbon for a cigar night.
Straight bourbon whiskey made with malted grain. Tennessee High Malt bourbon whiskey is what they call it. Interesting.
And with that, of course, please enjoy the algorithm. Hit it, hit that bell, subscribe, give us some comments. Let us know if you've had this, what you thought about it.
Yeah.
And we always appreciate hearing some feedback. And we'll look forward to the next round. As far as we go, I'm Doug.
I'm Ryan.
And we are the
Rick.
wonderful Rick House Reviews.
You got me there for a second.
Sorry about that.
Peace out, guys.
Later.